Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and ever merciful. Hello everyone. How are you? I am Muhammad Zayed. Today we are going to talk together about the IELTS listening test. We are going to discuss the overview of the IELTS listening test. We are going to have a general idea about the test. Of course, the aim of this test is to assess your ability to understand spoken English, to see how far you can understand spoken English. This exam will last for 30 minutes. You are going to listen to the audio for 30 minutes, and if you have the paper-based test, you are going to have etc. 10 minutes to transfer your answer to the answer sheet. But if you are going to take the computer-based test, you will have only 30 minutes. Of course, listening test contains 4 sections. It starts with the easiest one. Section number 1 is the easiest one, then the difficulty grows gradually. Let's see what's within each section. Section 1, it's a social situation, of course, and you are going to hear 2 persons are speaking together. 2 persons are speaking together. It's very important to know this information before the exam, to keep by heart how many persons are talking in section 1, how many persons are talking in section 2, how many persons are talking in section 3, how many persons are talking in section 4, because this it will make it easy for you to guess the answers of the exam. To know also, it's very important to know the characteristics of each or the features of each section of the listening. So section 1, as I have said, it's a situation, a social situation. It may be a phone conversation. Someone is registering for a course. Oh, guess, imagine someone is registering for a course. How will be their speech? Of course, someone will ask about his name, his age. He may ask about when will the course start. The other person may ask him about his date of birth, about his email, his address. So you are going to write this in the answer sheet. The question may ask you to complete a table, to complete spaces in a table. So you are going to write a name. So you also have to master how do the English pronounce the alphabet, because some letters their pronunciation is not we aren't accustomed to. For example, the letters or the letter R. We as Arabs pronounce it R, but the English don't say it so. They say ah, ah. So you have to get used to how do they pronounce the letters. Also, it's very important to know how do they say the emails. How do they say the dates? It's very important for part 1. You are registering for a course. For example, someone wants to book a course. He needs to know what date. They need to know name, his address, his telephone number, or his email, etc. Perhaps someone is booking a table at a restaurant or organizing to meet another one, and they are thinking about the time they are going to meet. So they may ask about when, at what time. How do they? You also have to master. How do they say the time? You might hear a discussion about what's on TV, or you might hear someone making a complaint about a rented flat or faulty product, or someone asking for information. So you are going to complete names, to write down names or numbers or dates or locations or email, something like that. So that's why we say it's the easiest part. Let's go on to section 2. It's also social, but here we are going to hear to only one speaker. It's something like an announcement. The speaker could be a library staff member and he's talking about his library. How do they organize books in the library? What are there in floor number 1? What are there in the second floor? What are there on your right? What are there on your left? Etc. Or a university department representative. Someone is providing general information, or he may be a tour guide. You could hear someone talking about the restaurant in a town, or describing the rules or regulations in a hotel, or the procedure you need to follow in order to make a complaint. Section 3. Section 3 is the start of academic. Section 3 and Section 4 are academic. In Section 3, you are going to hear to a conversation, to a discussion among 3 or 4 persons. They may be discussing a project, or the homework, or discussing a lecture, or planning to do something, or discussing an exam, how to prepare themselves for the exam, or they are talking about someone important in their college or in their university. Section 4, it's the longest one. It's only one speaker. He may be an academic lecturer. He may be talking about something in history, or something scientific, or an invention. But with practice, there is no difficulty with practice. The more you practice, the better you will be. As for the accents, as many of you ask about the accent, the test incorporates these native English accents: British English, Australian English, North American English, whether it's American or Canadian, New Zealand English. Of course, it's standard English. I mean the English of the educated people. So don't be afraid with that. Don't be scared, okay? But you have to practice listening to all of these accents. You can download some applications for Australian Australian podcasts, or British podcasts, BBC or something like that. Something Voice of America, for example, or something from New Zealand. By familiarizing yourself with this common accent, you will be better prepared to understand the spoken English in the IELTS test. Keep your eyes in the exam. You have to keep your eyes on the paper and your ears on the tape. Try to guess and try to manage your time. My last word is practice, practice, practice. As they say, practice makes perfect. With practice, there is nothing difficult. With practice, the exam will be a piece of cake, and the more you practice, the higher your band will be. But also, you have to increase your vocabulary. You have to increase your vocabulary, and you have to master all the grammatical rules, because your vocabulary will enable you a lot to understand the spoken words. But if you don't know the words, of course, it will be difficult for you. So you have to increase your vocabulary. You have to master almost of the grammatical rules, because of course it will be the more grammatical rules you master, the easier it will be for you to understand them. Thank you so much for listening. With my best wishes, and you can write in the comment if you have any question. Write it down in your comments, and don't forget to press like and register to our channel. Thank you a lot. See you.